Hey everyone, welcome back to the 2014 Spring Split. I want to welcome Evil Geniuses Crepo and Yellow Pete to the desk. So guys, you did really well in the bottom lane. I want to start with your lane matchup. So Morgana Jinx, why'd you go for it? Crepo, we'll start with you.
We just went for the Morgana because it's really strong in the current support meta game.
Okay.
Because Black Shield's very hard to pop it on lane because the rank 1 abilities early don't have enough magic damage. So it'll end up negating like 1 or 2 spells of grab control, and since like bottom lane's revolving around these CC effects coming out of the supports, it works really well. Plus, it just works well. We like playing Jinx.
Okay.
Pete likes to get caught. And
yeah.
Black Shield.
Well, Pete, you didn't caught very much. 5-0-8 brought out the Jinx
no.
here. We haven't seen Jinx as much recently, so why'd this work for you?
Well, I think recently Jinx hasn't been played as much because a lot of assassins are being played. You see Shyvana pretty much every game, which is a huge hassle for her in team fights. Vi, LeBlanc, all of these assassins are really hard to dodge, and Jinx kind of has a little bit of ramp-up time in team fights because she needs to stack her Gatling gun to really get a lot of DPS. If you get bursted at the very start, you can't really do much. Together with the Morgana, though, it's easier to handle. You know, the Vi engaged doesn't do anything. If you're quick enough with the shield, you can even prevent like an any flash chippers, for example. So yeah, it just gives her the tools she needs to survive.
And is Crepo giving you the support you deserve? Is he shielding in time? Is he working out?
He's the best support Morgana I've played with so far. So
nice. How many, how many support Morgs you played with?
A lot.
Okay.
Actually, lately in solo queue, it comes up a lot. Yeah, people play the champion quite a lot. And another thing with Jinx is she scales really well. She has like an immense damage potential if she gets to use all her abilities. So yeah, you just get so much more out of the CC and vulnerability.
And it worked out for you guys. You even got an early Guardian Angel to survive Kha'Zix. I found that really interesting. And you guys put together a sort of poke composition, right? Nidalee, Gragas, of course, the 2 champions you guys played. When did that comp come together, or did you have it planned in the first place?
I mean, Nidalee is like Tyson or Inox to the public. Is a big Nidalee fan, and every week's like, I'm gonna play Nidalee. I'm like, nope, it's not gonna happen. And now, I mean, let's face it, we're not doing well. We're at the bottom of the table, and that's when you need to resort to your comfort picks. Get back to what you like playing, and just hope that it flows out of that way. I mean, we know how to close out a game if we get a lead and we do it properly, and we don't make any mistakes. So why not do that with Nidalee? And Nidalee Gragas, poke composition worked well. I think they even expected Gragas to be top and Nidalee mid.
Yeah, maybe.
Given the Kha'Zix pick there. So yeah, it works for us. It works well with the Morg as well. It takes me back to like Season 2 World Finals where we ran Morgana in mid lane with a Jace on top for like the sick poke comp, and just like a little tribute to that one.
You were Soraka that game, right?
I believe so. I was a mana bot.
Yeah, it worked well, of course. Yeah. So speaking of the poke comp, of course, we have a replay of the Inhibitor team fight in the bottom lane. If we can get that on your screen, I want you guys to walk us through how you set this whole thing up.
So our basic game plan here is just to poke them slowly. We don't want an all-out fight. We don't want Kha'Zix to get any resets. We don't want Shyvana for a maximum AoE potential. So every time they're walking up to us, we just taking a step back, and only when Annie overextends and basically is in range to get one shot, we go for her. And even here we see like there's a lot of AoE damage still getting put out on us, so we have to be careful with these fights. Yeah, at this stage we're obviously very far ahead already, so yeah, that was a nice scene.
The emotion coming out.
You guys look so happy you guys won that.
Well, we needed to win, let's face it.
Of course.
So we knew it was coming though for a long time. That's why I was like, okay, nice. Like we knew we had the game when we set up that siege. The interesting thing is with Morg, you see like sometimes you see like these bindings flying in the middle of nowhere, and you're thinking, what is that guy doing? That's basically as you back out with your poke comp, they're gonna try and get as much control of their base again and walk forward. That's where you throw a binding and you just hope they walk into it. Because they'll be moving forward, and then you can turn on them really easy. So that's all you need to do. Same with spears. You drop the zone, they come into the zone again because they think like, okay, let's force them out. Spear hits, bind hits, turn on Annie.
Nice.
And that's basically what we try to do there.
Cool, and of course that worked for you guys. We actually have one more sort of minor replay here. You guys come back from your victory. You're walking back to your chairs, and seems to be some miscommunication. Somebody actually sat in the wrong seat, got pushed out of here. So Eugene's like, Snoopy.
Yeah.
My setup.
Snoopy's actually always wanted to be a mid lane. And yeah, sometimes he just can't hide it.
Well, I mean, the score was so good on Gragas, he wanted all the credit.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
What do you do?
Eugene played it. Played a much better job there. So, broke a 3-game loss streak. You're on the way up now. 10 games left in the season. You guys going back to cover picks, going to rise back up, or what's next for you guys?
Well, only the future will tell, I guess. I mean, I think overall we have a decent shot at still getting into playoffs within the next 10 games, and yeah, we just have to stay focused and have to keep our game up and maybe not do as stupid mistakes as in the last couple losses.
Sure.
Yeah, can only agree with that. Like, if we go back to yesterday when we played Cloud9, I mean, okay, it's gonna sound really weird to say like the first 10 minutes of the game were fine and then everything went downhill because it's so early. But it literally is that we had information. We had all the information we needed, but we didn't use that. AKA we got caught even though we saw people moving, and they snowball. I mean, they were a really good team, so they take that advantage and they snowball that. But I always wonder what happened if we just didn't get caught there and we stalled out a little longer and our lanes kept going, because we had a decent shot yesterday as well going on bot lane, for example. So yeah, we're doing poorly, but if we fix those mistakes and we pay more attention, I don't see a reason why we can't at least vie for like 5th or 6th place and then try and fight up again in the playoffs. Main goal definitely is avoid relegations.
Absolutely. So then you actually have your next big test against TSM later today. How are you going to spend your time prepping for this match?
Not calling them free SM is one thing.
It's a good start.
Well, I guess we're gonna go over the last game, even though might not tell us too much. It's pretty one-sided.
Inok's good with javelins. Good point to note.
Yeah, we just have to look over what they did on blue side in the last couple of games and see if we can take anything from picks and bans as well.
Sure. And then last question for you guys. Your final match Super Week will be against Curse. You said you wanted to get into top 6 for at least the playoff shot. Curse holds the 6th place spot there. Actually might be a shot at getting you into that. How do you feel about going against Cursed tomorrow?
I don't think we've lost against them yet, which is one of the few teams we can say that against. Probably the only. So yeah, let's continue that streak.
All right, let's see if you can make it 3 in a row, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Congrats on your win, and we'll see what you guys can do over the next 10 games. We've got more games, though, today, so to take a